Hi, good morning everyone. It's February 22nd, 9:02 a.m. I would like to welcome everyone and call to order this regular board meeting of Harmony Public Schools. We have a quorum. We have 5 board members present. Do we have any public comment?
We do. Ms. Karen Rodriguez, you can go ahead and approach the mic. You'll have 3 minutes to speak, but when we are speaking, let's make sure we don't do official names, okay?
3 minutes.
3 minutes.
3 minutes.
3 minutes.
And not mentioning names.
Yeah, no names.
Okay.
Once you start speaking.
Good morning. Thank you for allowing me this opportunity to speak. My name is Karen Rodriguez. I had my son enrolled in Harmony Science Academy Katy this school year. August 26, 2019. His SPED classification was discussed in a public hallway outside of a private office. Because of that, I was very alarmed, so I revoked services as I did not trust the SPED coordinator at Harmony Science Academy Katy. Shortly thereafter, September 13th, the principal at Harmony Science Academy Katy grabbed my son by the arm. He's 5 years old, he's in kindergarten, shoved him face first in a corner, forced him to stand there for a prolonged period of time. The engagement coordinator and the operations manager were in the room. They did not help my son. No one notified me. The principal didn't notify me. A witness who actually saw this called me, and as I work right next door, I ran over. Upon entering the room, the principal did not introduce herself to me, as I had never met her before. She immediately screamed at me because I picked my son up and I took him out of her office. She screamed at me to put him down. When he walks through these doors, he is no longer my son, but her student. Once my son entered her room, she screamed at him, "Get in here, boy, you're mine." Afterwards, I filed grievances with Harmony Public Schools. I went through the processes of those grievances. Between November 4th and November 6th, my son was suspended. I was notified at the end of the day, November 1st, which was a Friday. His suspension was going to start Monday, which was November 4th. While my son was suspended, the principal moved several offices around to plant herself right outside of my son's kindergarten classroom. I found that extremely alarming, so I withdrew him shortly thereafter. Once my son was withdrawn from that school, she moved her office back upstairs. So I feel like the suspension was retaliation for my complaint against her for assaulting my child. I was told that there is a law that...
No.
I'm sorry. I was told that there is a law in which children 3rd grade and below are not able to be suspended unless they have some kind of weapon. I demanded to see footage. My son did nothing wrong on the footage. The reason for his suspension changed 3 times. Once I demanded to see the footage, there was nothing for the 3 reasons that they told me he was being suspended. Nothing was seen on the footage. So I was filing a grievance requesting that my son's record be expunged as this was an unfair, illegal suspension. So I humbly ask that you consider my request. Is that my time, Mr. Lambert?
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you, Ms. Rodriguez.
Thank you.
I believe you have a grievance, so it's agenda items coming up. Should we do the hearing first and then or you want to do the grievance?
We can do the hearing first.
Let's do the hearing item first. Okay, so our next item is Texas Academic Performance Course, TAPR, public hearing for all Harmony Public School charters.
Morning all. My name is Jason Yaja. I'm the Director of Accountabilities. Today I'm here to do the Texas requirement, law requirement for public hearing for all our 7 districts topper reports. Let's look at first what is included in this annual report, which is Texas Education Code required for each district. Do the public hearing at the Board of Trustees, then post those on the website and also available at campus and district level. We have 6 different reports included in this annual report, which is kind of describing academically and financially what's happened in our districts and campus last academic year, 2018-2019. We have first Texas Academic Performance Report, PIMS Financial Standard Reports, District Accreditation Status, and Campus Performance Objectives, which is come from CIP's Campus Improvement Plan. And we have also information on violation on violent and criminal incidents at campus and district, and information on the performance of the previous year graduation at colleges and universities. First, 2018-2019 Texas Academic Performance Report is already on TA website, which is available since December. In 90 working business day, we have to do this public hearing. That's why we're doing today. This report includes district accountability rating, special education determination status, and district designation, and also it's including performance data, which is STAR test results comparing with the previous year, and also the demographic and profiles of the campus and districts. The second report, which is going to be included in this annual report, is financial actual reports. Also, those are available on TA website. I include all the website links there. This is, but it's 2017-18, so financial is kind of 1 year late than the other academic reports. So this is include the total revenue of the district, assets, expenditure, and also the other financial numbers. And the other report is 2018-19 accreditation status. That's include 2018 first rating and 2019 accountability rating, and also 2018-19 accreditation status. All our district is accredited. Okay, and we have also campus performance objects that I mentioned. Each campus is deciding, of course, those are last year, actually 2 years ago, the campus and district first do comprehensive need assessment, then they are deciding what is our goals, SMART goals we call. So they put those goals on their campus improvement plan and also district improvement plan. So this report will also including those comparison. What was their goal and what's the actual numbers on specific subject area and the subgroups. And also this report will include violent and criminal incidents happen in campus and districts. I'm going a little fast. If you guys have any question, let me know. And the last part of this annual report is student performance in post-secondary institution. This year, actually, they already published on this website, Texas Higher Education data for the 2018 high school graduates on college first year GPAs and other stuff. So there are some data. Some of them may be missing. Some of them is not trackable. So those are depends on the student demographics again. Before start going into those tablet reports on each district, I'd like to kind of summarizing our All Harmony schools comparing with the Texas demographics. I mean, Texas demographic means is the public education, public schools and charter schools total population. As you can see, economically disadvantaged students, our percentile is significantly higher than Texas, almost it's more than 7%. And also ESL student population we have in our schools also significantly high, 9%. And special ed population is a little lower than the state percentile, which is 7.6%. Yes, sir.
So TA is giving these numbers to us. Is it campus by campus or is
Tablet report is include all our districts and campus numbers, but as you know, we have 7 districts, so I combine all those numbers and calculated our numbers on the first column.
We have the data campus by campus?
Yeah. It's available on also all website. If you go to actually accountability rating, there is also profile option. I can show you if you guys have time. And so you can look at the whole profile of the students, you know, race, economically disadvantaged, ESL, and special ed. And this is the summary of our Harmony public school profile. Compared with the state, the numbers in the parentheses is state numbers. So again, these numbers all 2018-19 academic years. So total population of our students is close to 34,000 students compared to 5.4 million students in Texas. I put also another number, which is 316,000 students in charter school. So about 11% of charter school population, we have those in our Harvard schools overall in Texas. And economically disadvantaged, as I mentioned, it's significantly higher than Texas. It's 68%. And our total staff is 3,636 approximately, compared to state is about 720,000 staff in schools. And teachers, beginner teachers is 11.7 compared to 7 to state. 1 to 5 years experience teachers is the majority of our teachers, more than half of our teachers staff. And if you look at the student enrollment program, again, I mentioned those, ESL is 28.5 and special ed is 7.6. Ethnic distribution, very similar to state. Hispanic population is 53.5 compared to state is 52.6. African American is way higher than the state. It's almost 19% compared to 12% to state. And white student is 14.1 compared to 27.4 to the state, which is lower than state. And Asian population is higher, more than double. In our schools, it's 11.5%. Any questions so far? This is the kind of summary of all our district. I'm going to start presenting each those 7 districts one by one, similar to this format. Yes, sir.
Yeah, we are on a financial report.
Yes.
We are given the year like a year behind, 2017, 2018.
Yes, exactly.
Why is that?
That's the TA. I think generally, I'm not the finance person. Dr. Bayhan can answer that. Generally, financial part of the old school numbers are audited, which is take almost a year to complete it. That's why it's taken more than the academic, because academic results generally, almost everything is clear in August after the school year's end. But the other one is they have to complete, I think when they're completing auditing, maybe November or something, so I'm not sure, that's my guess.
And fiscal year also varies district by district, so some may have it like December, you know, for instance, ours is July, so this could have the year behind, so you're definitely wrong.
Very good, thank you.
Welcome. Let's start with our first district, Harmon School of Excellence, which is it's located in Houston North area. This is the district profile. We have more than 5,000 students in 8 campuses. That year, we already opened this year another campus in Houston North in Cyprus. Total staff is 534. And these are the numbers. I'm not going to read those. If you guys have any question or specific question about those numbers, please let me know. I'm going to kind of skip that. Yes?
I have a question.
Yes.
So in the ethnic distribution, you don't have white listed?
Generally, I try to summarize those, put the top 3%. The top 3, the biggest population in that
I
sub.
only asked because it was in the slide before where you had all of them, all 4 of them.
Yeah, that was a summary of all Harmony. That's why I put it as much as possible. But here I put generally top 3. But if you guys have time, I can show on the top report, it's showing all population. I just summarize here, just generally top 3 of them.
For future references,
Sure.
I understand, let's include all of them.
All 4 or top 4 or Okay.
Would you say almost all remaining is white, like 14%?
No.
Like
There is
you have
some like
1%,
mixed race,
other-
Indians,
that
possible.
will be like 1%, 2%.
Possibly. Those are the small numbers, generally Indians and other
And
populations.
that's why I said almost all, like, it's close to, because our general is, what was our general, 40%?
14%, yeah, white.
So it will be close to around.
Sure. Let's look at the district performance summary in topper. I try to put just two major items here. One is the passing rate, which is the first three graphs there. It's approach level, mid-level, and master level. As you can see, this district is outperformed the state average. And also, as you guys know, in accountability rating, we have three domains. One is academic, second is progress, and third one is closing the gap. I tried to summarize two of them here. The third one has 14 different items, so it's really difficult to put it there. It's also only 30% of our accountability rating coming from that domain. That's why I didn't include this one. Otherwise, this presentation would be way long. So these are the numbers. Let's look at the post-secondary readiness. These are generally related with high school. This district has two high school. So as you can see, graduation rate in 4 years is 100% for this district, and readiness is 89%. AP participation is way higher than almost double of the state, 50%, close to 50%. And SAT score, SAT tested student, all of our students in this district tested, and average is way higher than state average, which is 1155. This is the summary of accountability rating for this district for each three domains, as I mentioned. This district rated R with overall score is 93. If you look at the student achievement domain, it's B. Let me explain that because we're gonna come this slide, for each district. As you can see on the footnote, if one of our campus in this district receive D or F in that domain, the domain of the district is automatically became 89. As you can see in the student achievement domain, it's 89. Actually, when we're calculating this, domain scale score, 40% is come from state performance, 40% come from CCMR, and 20% come from graduation rate. When we calculate this, it's about 93. But unfortunately, because of one of our campus, Bryan campus, it had D in this domain. That's why the domain score for this district automatically becomes 89. That's the maximum they can get. Even their score is way above 89, but unfortunately, that is the case in this district. Any question on this? Okay. And annual report, after this presentation next week, we are going to upload all those reports on our Harmony website, academics and accountability folder. Let's start the next district, which is Harmony School of Science, which we call Houston West area. Generally, the campuses are located Sugar Land, Katy, and Beaumont, also in this district. Let's look at the profile quickly. We have 7 schools there, and population is 3,800 close to. Economically disadvantaged rate is about 56. And these are the demographics and student enrollment and teachers' experience. All right, let's look at the performance. This district is the highest performance school district among 7 districts. As you can see, all scores is way higher than the state average, especially the approach level, which is 90%, 90, compared to the state is 78. Post-secondary readiness. This district again outperformed the state average, all the items here. as you can see, SAT average is almost 100 points over the state average again. Let's look at the numbers. As you can see, this got A all categories in accountability rating.
So I have a question.
Yes.
The previous slide,
Sure.
I think because you showed it for every district, so we have an idea of our district average SAT score. But my understanding is all of our students are taking SAT, correct?
Cool. Yeah, almost 100% all the
So
I think
what is the percentage for the state? Like this 1,036?
it's 74% taking,
Seven-
as you see. SSC.
Oh, it's right there.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's also in kind of.
Yeah, that's it's plus and minus because all our students taking and we see their readiness for the college. But at the, of course, when all student taking average maybe degrees, yeah.
Yeah, if we want all our students to take 100%,
Yes,
but
yes.
if it was only our top 75,
Yeah.
4%,
Yeah,
it will
our
be
average definitely will be higher than what we have now. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Even we have all students, still it's way higher than Texas average. Okay, again, as I mentioned, annual report will post our website in a couple of weeks. Let's look at the next district, Harmony Science Academy, El Paso. This is our smallest district. We have 5 campuses, but next year we are going to open another school there. So total population is 3,565. Economically disadvantaged is about 71%. And population, as you see, 75% is Hispanic student. But in this district, we have 1 campus in Lubbock and 1 campus in also Odessa, not only El Paso. 3 campuses in El Paso, the other 2 campuses mid-Texas. And the scores on STAR test generally close to state average or above most of the items here, as you see. Let's look at the post-secondary readiness. Again, this district also outperformed the state average, and but SAT score is close to state average, which is 1039. And accountability rating, again, this district is rated A, and we have a couple B's in the some part of the domain, academic growth and closing the gaps, but overall rating is 92, is A for this district. Any question? Okay. Again, the report, annual report will be posted on our website. Let's move to the next district, which is Harmony Science Academy Waco, named, but most of our school is in DFW area. We have 16 schools there, and this is our biggest district. Total population was last year 9,763 students, and economically disadvantaged is close to 61%, and total staff is more than 1,000. And ethnic distribution, as you can see, majority of this district again is 44% Hispanic. African American is more than 23%. Let's look at their performance in STAR test. Most of the numbers is very close and or a little above the state average. And post-secondary readiness, we have a really good result in SAT scores, especially in this district. This district, by the way, has 6 high schools. So it's a big population in high school. And some other district generally has 2, maybe 3 high schools, but this district has 6 high schools. So we have a really big graduation population from this district. And this is the summary of our DFW district. This district is rated B, and they perform well in student achievement, and also academic, relative performance is pretty good. It's A, but some of them is B. So overall rate is 88. Any question on this district? Okay. Let's move to the next district, Harmony Science Academy, Austin. We have 7 schools there, and the total population is more than 4,000 students. And economically disadvantaged rate is 68%, which is the exactly same with our Harmony schools. And even it's located in Austin, Hispanic population is more than 56% in these campuses. The performance of this district in STAR test is in approach, mid and master level is 1 or 2% lower than the state average. Overall rating is B again for this campus. Only Dallas, DFW, and Austin campus is rated B last year. The other 5 districts was rated A. But if you look at the especially progress, we're doing way better than state. So hopefully we getting better, because this district also rated B the other year, 2 years ago. So they are improving, as you see in the progress. We're getting better. Hopefully this year they will get A, because they got 88 again in this year overall. And post-secondary readiness, again, this district is performed well in those area. As you can see, SAT scores averages, even 100% of those kids take the exam is 173, above state average. Okay, this is the accountability rating table. Summarizing, as I mentioned, this district got B with 89, so hopefully next year we'll get 90. So I think we need, especially relative performance, this district got A, and school progress also they got A, so it's promising. And the annual report will be available on our website. And Harmony Science Academy San Antonio district. This district has 8 campuses. Total population of the students more than 4,500 students, and the economically disadvantaged rate is very high. It's more than 81% for this district. And as you can see, ethnicity, Hispanic population is 82% as well. Let's look at the performance of this district. As you can see, the numbers are very close to state. Couple of percentile over some of the area. I have to mention, especially point out here, even the scores look like lower than state, but still this district got A overall rating. Why? Because of the economically disadvantaged student rate is very high. Because when you look at the details of that, accountability rating, you are compared with some of the similar districts, similar campuses. So, and this district did pretty well on those especially specific campus. They perform way better than the other campuses. That's why still they got A, even some of the scores look like lower than state average. Post-secondary readiness, it's most of the area in this district did very good, better than state, and unfortunately, SAT score is a little lower than state average. Okay, this is the accountability rating. As I mentioned, this district got 92, A overall score, especially some of the area like graduation rate, relative performance, they got A on those areas. And overall, they got 92. And annual report will be available on our website. And our last district is Harmony Science Academy, which is the first district here in Houston South. The total student population is 3,306. As you can see, economically disadvantaged rate is 83.6, which is the highest among our districts. And Hispanic population 54, African American 30%. So this district is actually the smallest district among our districts. But their performance is better than the state average. As you see, almost all area, this district outperformed the state. Post-secondary readiness, it's again, graduation rate is almost 99%. Readiness is 91%. Average SAT is close to state. And let's look at the summary of accountability ratings. This district also got A. 92 is the scale score. They performed really well again, relative performance, which is also depends on the economically disadvantaged student rate, and also they did a great job in graduation rate. And any report will be available again on the website. This is my last slide. Any question? I go a little fast. Hopefully, I didn't skip any important items there. Thank you so much.
Thank you. All right, thank you, Dr. Yalçın. We appreciate for this presentation, and this is also at the same time in the hearing. If there is no questions and comments from public or board members, we're going to move to the next item. All right. So we're going to first we'll go. We'll handle this grievance appeals one by one. So we'll go with the agenda item number 7, consideration of parent grievance appeal from Harmony Science Academy KD. And it is 9:34 a.m. right now. So we will be doing closed session under Texas Government Code, Chapter 551071, 551074, 551082, and 551081. All right, so it's 10:15 a.m. We're back to regular session. The board did not take any action in closed session. Is there any motion?
Yes, I make a motion to uphold the decision at the level 3 grievance and deny the appeal.
Anybody second it?
I second that.
All right, everyone in favor of this motion say aye.
Aye.
Aye. The motion passes. So at this point, again, still 10:15 a.m., we're going to go back to closed session for 2 other items. Let me read them. Item number 5, consideration of student expulsion appeal from Harmony Science Academy, Plano. And we'll go into closed session under Chapter 551071, 082, and 0821. And also item number 6, consideration of staff grievance appeal from Harmony School of Innovation, Brownsville, under Chapter 551071 and 551074. So we're going to go back to closed session. We do it this way. All right, it's 10:29 a.m. We are back to regular session. The board deliberated to closed session. No action were taken. So do we have any motion for agenda item 5?
Yes, I oppose the expulsion and deny the appeal regarding number 5.
Make a motion.
I make a motion to oppose the expulsion and deny the appeal regarding number 5.
Anyone seconding?
Second.
All right, everyone in favor of approving this motion, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. The motion passes. Do we have a motion for agenda item number 6?
I make a motion to oppose the level 3 grievance and deny the appeal regarding number 6.
Anyone seconding? Okay, everyone in favor of approving this motion, say aye. Aye. The motion passes as well. All right, so with that, our next action item is consent agenda, including consider approval of previous board meeting minutes of January 25th, 2020, consider approval and ratification of the minutes and of the actions of the academic committee meeting on February 7th, 2020, consider approval and ratification of the minutes and of the actions of the Finance Committee meeting on February 7th, 2020. Consider approval and ratification of the minutes and of the actions of Governance Committee meeting on February 7th, 2020. And approval of school calendars for 2020-2021 academic year. Again, this is a consent agenda. We just need one motion. You don't have to read the whole thing. Just a quick note, the timeline is listed there, but we have new board members. So the CEO evaluation, we do it on Board on Track. You will receive email and you'll complete it. It's very self-explanatory, but if you need training, Board on Track has training, or Mr. Lambert can help as well. But it's in the minutes that we're going to start releasing it on March 1st for CEO self-evaluation, and then 1 month later for the board member evaluation. We're going to do it in June meeting, the CEO evaluation. Other than that, we need a motion. Again, just a reminder to everyone, especially any board members, if you need, for some reason, for any of these items, specific one agenda item or the whole thing, if you want to discuss it, we can make a motion to remove that item from consent agenda, and we can discuss it as a separate agenda item. But once it's in the consent agenda, we just need a.
I make a move to approve the consent agenda.
Second. All right. So motion made. Everyone in favor of approving the consent agenda, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. It's approved. All right. Our next item is review and consider approval of 2020 second quarter budget amendments. Good morning.
Good morning.
Oh my God.
We can have,
It's not gonna, you know,
we can have somebody else present. I didn't know.
yeah.
Lost your voice, sir.
I think you're gonna need a minute, yeah?
Let the numbers speak. Because I see this is a good numbers. Like, yes. Okay.
Okay, let me answer, sir. So,
All right.
any question about?
We were all at the finance committee meeting, and we had all our questions answered
Yeah.
appropriately and
Yeah.
adequately.
We certainly did. And Mehmet is here in case you have any questions.
All right. If there is no question, then we need a motion.
So I'm going to make a motion that we accept item after the quarterly budget amendments as submitted.
And second.
Second.
All right. Everyone in favor of approving the presented second quarter budget amendments for year 2019-2020, say aye.
Aye.
They are approved. The next item is review of quarterly investment report as of December 30th, 2019.
Actually, it's a review item, so...
All right, so as the finance, maybe we have the finance committee chair here, so we can also say
It's
something.
another item we discussed.
Yeah, this was presented to us, right? And if there's any question, feel free to ask Mr. I or finance members, or someone can answer. But otherwise, this is like this is by the way a review item, right?
Yes.
So it's not an action item. Our investment report, which is, the investments are due, well, it is presented there. But if you have questions, you can ask or, further review it later. I hear no questions or comments, so I'm going to skip to continue with the next item. Review and consider approval of revised HPS board policy governing purchasing and contracting goods and or services other than public works and professional services contract, state and or local funds.
You may remember from the previous board meeting,
Mr.
the update.
Would you mind?
I will try. Just let me try.
I think in our last board meeting, we asked if the CEO able to make a decision in regards to method that we are going to use, and that was limited to public work. So we wanted to extend that to non-public work as well. So this will still come to board, it will come to your attention, but I will have the ability to choose the method as to whether through co-op or whether through reading process. Sometimes we have an urgency where we need to get the work done, but we didn't want to wait for another month for us to make the decision to get the work running. So I will be able to pick the method within legal boundaries, and then the decision will come to you as you make the final decision. So in previous board meeting,
Yes.
and I was given opportunity to do that on the public work section, but non-public was omitted, so we are amending that, including that.
All right, so this is kind of like additional, like what we just did last board meeting. So if there's, is there any question? Otherwise, we need a motion.
So I make a motion that we approve the HPS board policy governance purchasing and contracting.
All right, so everyone in favor of approving this motion, say aye.
Aye.
It's approved. All right. Consider proposals received for partnership to offer a full-day pre-K or pre-kindergarten program.
Thank you, Dr. Borman.
This is exciting.
Yes. I know, it's like.
Your
a
picture
no-brainer.
profile and
Right. We've been doing it a long time ago.
that's the bit. But they just started finding that. See.
Good morning. My name is Attila Körek. I'm the Director of Student Recruitment. So I'm here for the next two items about the pre-kindergarten program in our current campuses. So the purpose of this waiver is to request exemption for our three campuses for their half-day pre-kindergarten program for this current year. HB3, passed for early education allotment in June, and it was effective by September 1st. But we already started the school year 2019-20 school year. So out of 14 campuses which are offering pre-kindergarten program, only 3 of them were not able to extend their program from half day to full day. TA is given option for campuses for districts for 3-year waiver, but 1, 2, 3 years, but we would like to use only for this current year, and next school year we will start all our pre-kindergarten programs will be full year. So the first item in the agenda is the TA is requiring to do public session and consider the proposal for partnership, which is one of the options. The other option is repurpose the facility and create enough spaces for full day kindergarten program, which we would like to consider that because we post a news about this partnership for a week and we didn't receive any proposal from any child care or Head Start programs. So the first agenda item, which is considering, unfortunately we didn't receive any proposal.
Okay. I was going to say they both have the same attachment, the resolution, which is the next item. So what are our options now? If we didn't, so we're not going to consider because we don't have any proposals.
We did not receive any proposal. It's just, since the law was enacted by the beginning of September of 2019, none of the school districts, no charters had ability to change that. So due to space, and we were not able to make that accommodation. But the following year, we'll be able to offer full through pre-K. But even though we are going to offer full pre-K, where we don't really need to seek for outside partners. We spoke to TA, they said we still have to advertise it as if we are going to work with them. So it's just one of those technicality where we have to go through. Normally, we are going to offer full day pre-K starting in next school year.
Using our own resources, not the next year.
Instead of having, let's say, 2 sections of pre-K, we will just have one section of pre-K, but it's going to be a full day. That's our solution.
Across all campuses.
You know, the law states that wherever you have pre-K offered, you have to turn that program into a full day.
So do we only have these 3 campuses that offer pre-K? The Austin?
We have 14 schools offering that, and 11 of them able to provide the full day. Only 3 of them were not able to do it.
Yes, these are the ones who are
Following
The
year,
timing.
we'll do that.
Can I have a list of the, I mean, not right now, but can somebody send me a list of all the, our campuses that offer pre-K?
Sure.
Thank you.
Something about the sort of a 3-year waiver, is that what I'm hearing?
They give the option 1, 2, or 3 years waiver, and this is kind of extraordinary for the first year because the TA, this law was effective by September 1st. So for the first year, TA is already accepting that not all the districts will be able to, comply this. So they said that they will grant for first year waivers. So we are applying only for this current year.
That's it.
And we will not need a waiver in the long run because
Yeah, we don't need
to have full day pre-K program on all of those 14 center sites.
Gotcha. Okay. Very good. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
So, are we trying to make it at all of our elementary campuses?
That's the plan.
That's the plan.
That's the plan. We just need to play with the grade level configurations. So instead of accepting more students in kindergarten level, we will just, have 1 or 2 options in pre-K level. So that's in the way. In the long run, we would like to have pre-K at all of our campuses. That's the goal.
Okay, how do we choose the 14 to begin with?
14 were the one already had pre-K program.
But I mean, how did we
We
choose to
started
put it
pilot,
in here?
like,
to begin with?
I think you need to mention that the state changed the funding, so now they're funding the pre-K, which wasn't available in the past. So it was left to the schools, and you get X amount of, funding. So it used to be half day, and then this. So we experimented. We started with 2 schools in Austin, 1 or 2 schools in San Antonio, because you don't have the funding. Especially where places we had enrollment issues. But now we keep growing. Now that they're going to fund most of it.
They don't change the pre-K funding with this early education allotment. What they do is they offer extra funding for pre-K through the 3rd grade.
Yeah.
But what they do is they are extending half-day pre-K program to full day.
Yeah.
And 14 of our campuses already offering pre-K. In the long term, we will, all our elementaries, we want them offer pre-K.
Yeah, so the campuses who have financial flexibility to offer the zero offering, but not all of them. But now the plan is everyone is going to offer.
And one more thing is the law is not requiring, mandating all elementary schools offer pre-K. It's again optional. So if you want to offer, we can offer, but if you don't want, we don't need to offer it. But if you're going to offer, it shouldn't be half day. It should be full day.
And we want to offer.
We want to offer, of course.
That's very good to hear. All right, so this item I know the second item is the resolution, we'll come to that, but this item is consider proposal, so since we don't have any proposal, there's no action needed. Can I just move to the next item? Yes. All right, so the next item, let me read this, and it's also your item, approval of resolution to file a waiver for the requirements of PEC 29.153C, which is the resolution that you just mentioned. If there are other questions, we can ask questions. Otherwise, we need a motion to approve this resolution.
What are the specific actions from PEA? What's the waiver?
The waiver is this year, 3 of our campuses offering half-day pre-kindergarten program. So we would like to waive the current year's half-day programs, which is kind of extraordinary because the waiver should be for upcoming year, but because they started this program late, TA, so we want to, they said that again we have to submit our waiver for this current year. So this is 1 year exemption from half-day pre-kindergarten program.
Want to make it full day?
Next year we're gonna do that.
There was no proposals, and we would like to continue this half day until the end of the school year.
This is school year, yes.
Thank you.
All right, so if there are no other questions or comments, we need a motion to approve this resolution.
I will make a move to approve the resolution to file a waiver for the requirements of PECs 2-153C.
Anyone second?
Second.
All right, everyone in favor of approving this resolution for the waiver, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. It's approved. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. Have a great day.
Our next item is the approval of resolution to revise HPS mission statement and submit a charter amendment for the bylaws revised on November 16, 2019 and revised mission statement for all HPS charters. So I assume this is the board meeting that we, November 16, remember we went through the lengthy process of updating our bylaws. And also part of that, or actually recently with the business plan, the mission statement updated too. So is this, Mr. Wright, this is for TA, the bylaws resolution?
Yes. You know, I think we have updated the bylaws a couple months ago.
Yeah.
In order for us to get it updated at TA level, we need a more resolution. And we didn't have that brought to that attention last time, like was for.
Okay. So every time we update our bylaws, we have to submit to the TA. Yes, sir.
After this approval, the bylaws will be sent to the EPA.
That's correct. Correct. So they will have the up-to-date version.
It's technically a charter amendment, right?
It's a non-expansion amendment.
Non-expansion
Yeah.
charter.
And we discussed it last meeting with developer. Or somebody brought it up.
The mission,
Oh, the mission.
like,
The mission
we,
opt-out.
as the board, we updated the bylaws on November 16.
Yes, sir.
But since it says mission statement, that's part of the business plan. There was two words addition which she presented here, so that's good. Okay.
We send it to EPA, to where it's anything like that rule or like
They
They just update our file.
What's that?
They just update our file.
Updated, so there is no kind of approval that we should expect from EPA.
Once the board approves it, we just send it to TA so they can update our file. They don't review or approve our bylaws or our mission statement. This is something the board approves and just sends it. Yes.
All right, so we need a motion to approve this resolution.
So I'll make a motion that we approve the board resolution.
Is it the one where?
It's the revised mission statement, right?
No, but it's also the one, the resolution on November 16. Is that where we changed the
Yeah.
appeal thing? No?
This is bylaw.
No, this is bylaw.
Okay, all right.
Was it? This was bylaws.
This is a strip of the bylaws, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, go ahead.
So I'll go ahead and make the motion to approve the resolution to revise the HPS mission statement and submit a charter amendment. The bylaws revised on November 16, 2019, and revised mission statement for all HPS charters.
I second that.
All right, everyone in favor of approve this resolution, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. It's approved. Thank you, Mr. McMahon. What, that was changed as a policy. We can use it for
Okay.
so we
Aye.
can- Oh, I didn't say aye, okay. Now it's just aye, okay. All right, so now it's,
Let's get a vote.
okay, but it's gonna be the video, so, 5 ayes, 0 opposition. Okay, let's read. Okay, so I'm going to read, maybe Mr. Parker can talk about it. The next item is review and approve a board resolution to submit to TA the charter renewal application for the following charters: Harmony Science Academy, San Antonio, CDN number 015828. Harmony Science Academy, El Paso, CDN number 071806. Private School of Excellence, CDN number 101858.
So this one, we're just reapplying for our license to run the charter.
So 3 of these districts, their application with TA expires July 31st, 2020. And since those 3 districts are in good standing, TA expedited our application renewal process. So we just had to submit some documents to them. And part of the document was a board resolution. And then so once we submit them, we'll get the charter renewal approval letter. And then the renewal is good for 10 years.
Okay. Anyone would like to
I
make
so
a
move
motion?
I come in to submit to CEA the charter renewal application for the following charters: Harmony Science Academy San Antonio, Harmony Science Academy El Paso, Harmony.
Can I ask a question before you approve the motion? Attached to the charter application, there it says, attachment 1 is the board's current bylaws. Did we need to attach the ones that were from 2014?
Well, we had to get the bylaws approved first before we can attach them. So once they're approved at this board meeting, then we'll attach those new ones to the application.
Okay,
With
so
the-
we know that these are the former ones, but because they
Yes,
have not been
ma'am. Yes,
submitted to
ma'am.
TEA.
Yes,
Okay,
ma'am.
that's what then we're fine.
Yes, ma'am.
What do you mean from these are the current, the most current?
Well, that's the thing, and what I was thinking is if we haven't sent this in, instead of saying current bylaws, because these really, the ones that are attached are not really the current bylaws. The board has already approved new ones, so maybe, has this been submitted yet?
Well, when I talked to the lady at TA, she said that since the bylaw was already approved, but there was no resolution, there was no non-expansion sent to TA, but once we have that, we send it, we can send it either after an hour later, say, hey, this has been approved, this is part of the
But
application.
then what Mary said, the current attachment is the old one. Now
Correct,
that
I
you
had to
approve,
attach the old
You're
one.
gonna change it.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
it's
sir.
just this word current that got me
Okay.
confused.
So she's gonna
Yeah.
change it with the current one before she sends it.
No,
Not that she-
no, she's got to send this, and then as soon
Once
as
I
the...
send it, I can send the new bylaws
I
attached to
understand.
that.
No, we're fine.
Okay.
Okay,
One little word is a trip you up. One little word.
so you're gonna send the old bylaw first, or you're gonna send the resolution that we approved to TA?
So what I'm going to do is once, after this meeting, I'm going to send the new bylaws to
New bylaws,
TA.
not the not the application.
Not the application.
That's what I was saying. You're gonna send the new bylaws, and this one that Mary is opposing is, you're gonna change the attachment and send it with the new
Yes, sir.
attachment.
Yes.
So you're not gonna send the old one at
No,
all.
sir.
That's what I was saying. Okay? All right. So let's go ahead and continue with the motion.
How would you make the motion?
But can you repeat it because you were
Yes, sir.
stopped?
Yes, sir. I can
I'm
repeat it.
sorry, Krista.
I make a motion to submit to TA the charter renewal application for the following charters: Harmony Science Academy San Antonio, Harmony Science Academy El Paso, Harmony School of Excellence.
And 1 second. All right, everyone in favor of approving this resolution to TA, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. They are approved.
Thank
Ms.
you.
Waka.
Thank you, sir.
All right, so it is 10:54 a.m. and the last agenda item is approval of entering into a licensing agreement with Harmon Education Solutions. Still 10:54 a.m. We're going to go into closed session under Texas Government Code Chapter 551-071 to consult with the attorney. All right, so
For this particular item, we would like to call Bob.
all right. It's 11:14 a.m. We are back to regular session. The board heard from attorney in closed session. No action was taken. So, do we have a motion for this licensing agreement?
I make a motion for approval of entering into a licensing agreement with Harmony Education Solutions.
Anyone seconding?
Second.
All right, everyone approving this motion, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion approved. With that, we have only one last item, which is the adjourning of our meeting, and we need a motion for that. Unless the administration has a closing remarks, anything coming our way, or a cake. No. Maybe waiting. All right, so I need a motion.
So I'll make a motion that we bring this board meeting to a close. Or
One second. Okay, by the way, maybe you should note the time that Daisy left. Because it should be known, because during the closed session around 11 or 1 or something like that. All right, so everyone in favor of adjourning the meeting, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. The meeting is adjourned. Thank you very much, everyone. It's 11:16 a.m.
Okay, very good.